Hi, everybody. Hope you guys are well. I am Mambo. I am the Coven Mother of Vision Adontor. I'm also the founder and creator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. And I'm going to be your reader for this evening. If this is your first time here, hello. This is an offering I give every week. I try to do it every Sunday, but sometimes when life happens, it happens on a Monday. This week we're lucky and we're getting it on Sunday. This is just my offering to the community. I come in and let you guys know what to look out for, what to be aware of, what kind of energy, challenges, just lessons and things you're going to encounter over the next 7 days and how to be prepared for them. Some of you guys are here because you saw me post in certain groups, so you know that I'm going to be taking questions from the audience. If you're here to get a question answered, that is totally fine. My only request of you is that you be patient and that you wait until I'm done with the forecast. The forecast typically consists of anywhere between 3 and 4 questions. So again, if you can't hold your water for 30 minutes to let me get through it, then, go ahead and duck out. You're always welcome to purchase a reading. You're always welcome to purchase a reading. Spiritual stinginess is something that I have a future Charm School lecture about coming up soon. But please know that part of the sacrifice that comes with getting free readings is that you can't be bossy and you can't be ungrateful, right? And I don't even know if those are sacrifices. That's just banners. But anyway, back to the point. We are here to do the weekly forecast. Share this link. Share this in spaces where you know people will benefit from it. I know some of you guys have friends and family who want to, get support through tarot and divination. So make sure that you tag them in. As I suspected, even though I have my Instagram linked, I'm not streaming from Instagram for some reason. Do I want to do it this way? Hold on. Trying to get better about being on Instagram, so we're going to give that a try today and see what happens. Start live. And I hate doing it this way because then I can't see things on. We're going to try for the best. We're just going to hope for the best. It may fall. I may do it. You know what? I'm going to do it this way. But does that work? Is that it? Okay. Live. Okay. All right. Awesome. I wish that it would just do what it needs to do through StreamYard, but for whatever reason, we don't have that kind of luck with that particular platform. It's making my computer make weird noises, so I may have to. Hold on a second. Everything want to act up tonight. I don't think anybody's going to join on Instagram, so I may just nix this idea, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Let's get back to the reading. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Aja. Hi, Miss Renee. Flame from the Ashes. Have you been here before? That name doesn't look familiar. But hello to you anyway. Thank you for joining. Hey, Kinetic Gigi. Hey, Ami ASMR. Hey, Amber. Let's go ahead and get on into this reading. We're going to start with the general first, as we always do, and then we'll go into the next questions from there. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't light my Palo. Y'all know I can't really do nothing when I light my Palo. Again, be patient, be nice, be kind. Give me Give me space to do what I need so that I can center and be my best for you all. I did burn some lavender incense earlier, but that's not the same as my Palo. So give me a second. Hey, Dulcinea, thank you for joining. I almost burnt a hole in my apron. Okay, we can go ahead and get started now. Flame, don't be a lurker. Be around a little bit more often. Be present. We love participation around here. Hello, Queen Empress Supreme. Thank you. Thank you for calling me beautiful. I just saw what you said too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will receive that even though I struggle with compliments. Because just I'm gonna be really, really real. Y'all can probably tell from the way I'm procrastinating. I don't feel 1,000% today. So if you guys are seeing me and seeing beauty, then I will accept that and be grateful. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits who walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about the week ahead of us? What wisdom do we need to know about the 7 days that lie ahead of us? What is the nature of the lessons, blessings, and challenges that will cross our path, that we will experience? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves and our environment in order to navigate them? Any whisper shared is deeply appreciated. If anyone else, hey Patal, if anyone else here uses StreamYard and links their Instagram to their StreamYard, give me wisdom. Share your secrets and your tips. Because this is the second week in a row where I've tried to stream from Instagram through StreamYard and it hasn't worked. And I hate doing the phone on the side of my computer thing because I can't stand the angle. But also I always fear that if I shake my environment too much, my phone will fall or something. So I would prefer to be able to do it through StreamYard. And StreamYard, y'all should not be this difficult to navigate given that y'all done raised y'all prices. This shit is $45 a month. And this needs to be a little bit more seamless and manageable if you're going to raise your price like that every year. But let's see what is ahead of us. So 10 of Wands fell out. This is going to be a tough week. Spirit wants you to understand that. But the toughness of this week it's temporary and it's meant to bring you to a close around some sort of issue that has been stressing you out or that you need protection from. So even though it's a heavy week and there's a lot ahead of us, the things that get cleared up for us this week are going to bring us peace at the end of the day. Yes, I love it. And that's confirmed in the reading. That's confirmed in the actual spread. What I see here is that a lot of the hard work that we are doing is for our family and our chosen kin. And sometimes that can be very stressful. It can feel like it's pulling you away from who you are. And for some of you guys, it may be bringing some confusion to you. Doesn't matter how much we love our families, right? Sometimes when what we want to do and what we want to have planned for ourselves is in conflict with what the people that we love want from us, it's still uncomfortable and it can still cause confusion. What I am getting from this spread most definitely is that even though this causes confusion for a lot of us, it should not be a reason for us to give up or to disengage, right? So again, 10 of Wands fell out in the shuffle. We know that this is overwork, overburden. It's exhaustion, yes, but the nature of the 10 of Wands is a time to evaluate what we have on our shoulders and what we need to release. Because part of the reason why the work feels so hard and why there is so much strain and exhaustion is that you really aren't supposed to be carrying everything that's on your back into this next chapter. So that's another thing. The difficulty of this week is meant for us to be able to evaluate what we're carrying, what we need to let down because it doesn't belong to us, it doesn't serve us, it's too heavy to take into the next chapter. And it's also an opportunity for us to get clarity about how close we are to what it is we're moving and aiming towards, right? Typically when the 10 of Wands comes up, yes, there's a lot of work to be done, but it's a short time to do it. And some of you guys may hear that and it scares you, but that's a beautiful thing. If you've been working towards a goal for more than a year and you get the 10 of Wands, know that it's time to hunker down and work hard, because your next chapter is right around the corner. So think about what you need to release, what you need, the extra shit you need to take out your suitcase, like the things, the bags that you shouldn't be carrying, and release them. This is coming up so that you can go into the holiday season and into this next calendar year with a sense of hopefulness and wonder. It's asking you, the spirits are asking you to release the extra baggage and burden so that you have a clear enough heart space to be able to focus on the memories you are creating, the traditions you're building, the joy that you're meant to experience. Because again, we do this for this. You work hard so that you have the heart space, you have the free emotions, you have the love in your heart, you have the bandwidth to create beautiful memories with your family and the people that you care about, to create traditions with those that you love, right? Some of us are worried about money. We don't need to be. Some sort of charity is coming our way. Charity from somebody who is paying it forward is coming our way. That's another thing about the 10 of Wands. A lot of us have been working really, really hard, and we think that people don't see our hard work. And that is a lie. There are people who have walked the path ahead of us or who understand the nature of the work that we're doing, and they respect it. And because they know that we need support and help, they are going to make themselves available through their charity, through their overflow, through pouring into us. Now, some of us, we're going to benefit from this charity, but for others of us, part of this 10 of Wands is allowing yourself to see yourself as the businessman in this situation instead of the community member that's in need of help. Some of you guys don't understand how far you have come. And that's a huge part of the reason why this language of celebration is coming up for you. Let the people who've seen how far you come pour into you. Let them love on you. Let them spoil you through affirmation and a reminder of who you are in this season, okay? Let that happen so that way you can have your transformation of being the business person who pours from their overflow into other people. Some of you guys don't understand that the things you prayed for last year, you have now. And the way that you show gratitude for those things and keep the flow of abundance going in your life is through stepping up and taking on a new role. Download as well. Some of you guys are not seeing the return on your investment that you think you deserve. I'm specific about that language for a reason, that you think you deserve. A lot of that has to do with the fact that even though a lot of gratitude and your cups have been filled and you have a lot of blessings in your life, you are not giving charity back. So if you feel like there's a stagnation in the support that you believe you should be getting, ask yourself, when was the last time that I volunteered? When was the last time I gave to the homeless? When was the last time that I took my overflow and gifted it to someone else? Some of you guys, it can be as simple as, and I've done this in my rituals where I've made it a part of the process where people have to donate, right? Give a blessing to someone else. Some of you guys are not seeing the progress you want because you're not understanding how much you have and you're not being generous with your overflow. Now, this is something that needs to happen so that you can move forward into this next chapter. Some of you guys are leaving some things behind that you feel deeply attached to. And I spent a lot of time on this card for a reason. Because for some of you guys, the deep attachment that you have is to seeing yourself as a victim, is to seeing someone, and victim may be it's not a strong word. It's the word the Spirit wants me to use. I know a lot of people don't like that word, right? But a lot of you guys are used to seeing yourself as the person in need of charity. And you're not going to see progress in your life until you allow yourself to walk away from that old understanding. Six of Swords is a card of going into a future that, yes, is uncertain, but it's going to bring you bounty, and it's going to bring you progress, and it's going to bring you a beautiful life that you may not have been able to imagine for yourself, right? But until some of you guys can do the work of leaving that old baggage behind, of seeing yourself as the person who's always in need, and allow yourself to be seen as the person who has bounty to give, wisdom to give, blessings to give, it's going to be hard for you to make this move forward, right? Not only because the roads are not going to open up for you to take this journey, but if you don't believe you are a person that's worthy of taking it, you're never going to move forward. And a lot of you guys aren't taking it because you think that you have to do it alone. No, your ancestors are going to guide you. Spirits are going to guide you. People are going to pour into you. Some of you guys, that you need to travel, literally. This forward movement with the Six of Swords is about you getting up off your ass and going somewhere. This message around people traveling has come up a lot, and I've gotten a lot of downloads since the Tuesday that no one wants to speak about, right? Tuesday, November 5th, that you guys accept, oh Lord, are we going there? You guys accept difficulty. A lot of us in the collective that are watching right now accept difficulty because you have not seen enough of the world. So of course you don't believe, you choose to believe that you are worth little because you've seen so little of the world. So a lot of how you express your gratitude through forward movement is literally through traveling and taking that wisdom that you gain from your travels and bringing it back to other people. Is it hard work to be able to afford the travel? Yes, but it opens up opportunity for you. Huge lesson. I'm going to talk about the last two cards together because I feel like it's a similar message. Sorry, hold on a second. We have the Page of Swords and the Seven of Cups. We have the Page of Swords and the Seven of Cups. I always talk about how when the Page of Swords comes up, it's an invitation to be very, very careful about how you speak, about yourself, about your life, about what you deserve, about what you're capable of. It's also a card that asks us to show up authentically, because the crisis of the Page of Swords, and the way I experience it, is that it's one of not understanding that it's more important to be authentic and truthful to who you are than it is to people please and be the teacher's pet, right? Page of Swords can be so wrapped up in saying the thing that they think is going to get them kudos and attention from an authority figure, that when they are misrecognized, it makes them embittered. They say reckless things with their mouth, right? If you are not getting validation in the way that you want to, do not use that as an excuse to beat up on yourself. Do not use that as an excuse to default to defeat, because speaking that only brings confusion over your life. It only invites a lack of clarity. It only puts you in an emotional state where you cannot see your opportunities clearly, okay? Be very, very careful about that. Seven of Cups is a warning, because the amount of mental confusion that we use to filter and look at a situation will put us in a position where we make decisions that we regret very soon after, right? Because we're not seeing things clearly. We see opportunities as a form of threat. We see people who mean us well as adversaries. We do impulsive shit based off of those emotions. And then it's not until a couple months later, 90 days later, that we realize, like, oh, I fucked up. So when the Seven of Cups comes, it's very much a card to stop and reflect and ask yourself, are my emotions fucking up the way that I'm seeing a certain situation, the way that I'm seeing people in my life, the way that I'm seeing opportunities? And if you are talking recklessly to yourself just because you didn't get the validation that you wanted, or that people are not responding to you the way that you feel entitled to, then yeah, you're going to put a lot of confusion over your heart. Yeah, it's going to be hard for you to see yourself clearly. So to summarize all of this week ain't no hoe. It's a tough week, but it's a week of culmination with this 10 of Wands. It's a week of culmination. It's culmination that does not come easy. It's culmination that requires a lot of us in terms of our vitality, in terms of our ambition. We have to be committed to wrapping and closing these things up. But in closing these things up, it allows us an opportunity to really connect with the people that we love the most and allow them to reinvigorate us through their affirmation, through the love that they pour into us. And we also have a responsibility, even when we are tired, right, to be generous ourselves. We cannot be surprised that we feel like people are not pouring into us when we are not pouring into other people. I think you guys take for granted that I do this every week religiously and that this is my offering to the community. That's not just a thing that I say. I do this because I know that most people either are too afraid or too stingy or whatever, and they need support. So I come in and I give this offering. That is why I am blessed, because I have something that I give routinely. Routinely I give. Whether I come in here and you guys give me no love or offerings at all, which I ain't gonna lie, it does piss me off. When I come in here and I give a good ass reading for an hour and a half and people don't even leave me $2, I'd be like, damn, that's some stingy shit. But I do it anyway. Because just because y'all don't want to come out and pour into me, it doesn't mean that other people aren't going to pour into me. I am blessed through my service, and I believe that deeply. That is the message of the Six of Pentacles that people forget all the time. Yes, the businessman is blessing other people, but he's doing it because he understands that he's blessed through his service. He may look amazing and he may be dressed in fine fabrics in this moment, but he knows that the universe will dry up the blessings of his business if he is not generous. This is a week that asks you to think about that. Yes, you're feeling overworked and overburdened and tired, but how much does that overwork have to do with the fact that you are being stingy in other areas of your life? Start being a little bit more charitable this week. And from there, you may see some opportunities for forward movement open up, opportunities that you've been afraid of up until now. You may see the universe push you to go into the next journey in a little bit, right? A lot of you guys have been struggling with ambition and motivation. Six of Swords is a very ambitious card. We don't talk about it that way, but it is. You have to be ambitious to leave your comforts behind. And if you've been struggling with leaving your comfort zone, with not wrapping up things that are lingering on too much, then you need to exercise some charity. Another thing about that charity is that when you're serving other people, it's hard to be wrapped up in your ego. And it's hard to be wrapped up in the fact that people aren't talking to you the way that you want them to, aren't giving you the cookies that you want them to. When you are giving, you don't have time to talk bad to yourself and default to all of your trauma narratives, okay? And if we can be present, if we can do what we need to do, if we can be generous, if we can wrap up the things that have been lingering for too long, then, it will help us in terms of not exercising confusion and making choices that go against us and moving from our emotions when we should be moving from logic and love this week. That is the general reading. All right, now I'm going to go into, Spirit wants me to go into love next because I talked about love a lot in the general, so I'm going to go into love next. When serving other people, hard to be wrapped up in your ego. It is. It's hard to be wrapped up in your ego. And this is something that I've learned the hard way this year, and I've learned it through multiple people and experiences, and it has made me cry a lot, especially in this past summer, is that most people that have big egos are ungiving. They're not generous people. They expect everything. They're very entitled, but they're not very giving. And so when you are surrounded by somebody who feels entitled to everything, who minimizes your contribution, you have to stop and look and be like, okay, I see myself giving a lot, but what has this person given? I promise you, This is not something that I'm making up. I promise you, if you really look at the egotistical people in your life and evaluate if they give, and when they do give, if it's an actual exchange where they don't expect anything in return, right? They're not very giving people. They're not, right? So let's go into love next, because that's where I'm being called to go next. What do we as a collective need to know about love? What do we need to know about matters of the heart as we enter this next week? What wisdom do we need to gain about how we move in love, show up in love, call love into our lives? What are the lessons, blessings, and challenges related to matters of the heart that we will navigate November 11th through the 17th? Any words were shared? It's deeply appreciated. This card flipped over, so I'm going to go ahead and let it fall out. Dulcinea said, oop, I'm being read. What part did you feel like you were being read on, Dulcinea? Share. If you feel comfortable, share. Let me know. See, I really hate the angle that I have to have my camera on Instagram, because it's very breast forward. And I purposely try hard not to come on here that way. Mm. Mm. We got to think about the ways in which our lack of discipline in our own lives impacts our ability to attract love. Discipline keeps coming up. Only in the second round, discipline is coming up again. Some of us have done this really goofy thing where we tried to call in love, and then now we have to make decisions about it, and we don't want to make those decisions. If you are having a hard time with understanding or making definitive decisions around love and romance, and I'm saying love and romance, but Four of Wands is here, so it's also about family, fictive kin, the people that we claim to love, right? If we are having a hard time making definitive decisions around them, it's really important that we prioritize our shadow work this week, because some of you guys, your shadow work is causing you to act in ingratitude towards the things that you wanted to call in. And so I get a double meaning from the Emperor. For some of you guys, this message is literal. You're going to push away the Emperor that wants you because of your lack of discipline and because of your refusal to look at your shadows. For some of you guys, the Emperor is showing up because discipline is the issue. I talk about this a lot where, and I deal with this a lot, not so much in Vision of Dawn Tour, because there are certain things that my girls have worked through before they baptize. But in charm school, the people that only last in charm school for like a month or 2 or 3 are typically the ones that struggle with discipline, right? They want, Spirit keeps making me talk and say things that I don't mean to. I gotta be accountable. And I'm bringing this up for a specific reason. There are a lot of people, because spirituality is popular, want to be known as a priestess, and they only want to focus on the cute, fluffy parts and aspects of spirituality. But then when it comes time to get their hands dirty, when it comes time to do their cleansings, and they can't walk around looking the way that they want to for a couple of days, when it comes time to the sacrifice and the discipline of it, they want to pick up and leave. So it's a lot of wanting to information hoard, to throw language around the same way people will abuse therapy speak, right? But then when the discipline and the difficulty comes up, they don't want to do it. I think this message around love is the same thing, right? So here's the thing. I'm not saying that you don't deserve love until you work through your shadows. That's a lie. But we have to do both. We have to be so dedicated to what we ask for in matters of the heart that even when life is pulling us in opposite directions, we're still going after it. If your shadows peak in this week and in the coming weeks, because some of you guys, it's going to last beyond this next week. If your shadows are being highlighted in your journey towards romance and love, you can't run away like no coward. You got to lean into it. Okay. And that's what Chariot does. They are so committed to their goals that even when life is pulling them in opposite directions, right? They may have one message around success on one side and then a message around failure on the other side, but they are still dedicated to getting to this goal, which in this case is love. And a lot of you guys, the goal is love. So even if in the journey you see aspects of yourself that you don't like, or you see that things that you've not worked through up until now in terms of shadow work are causing you to have unfavorable or undesirable results, you don't run, right? Chariot doesn't stop their journey just because, they hit a bump in the road. They keep going. And so that is the wisdom that all of you need around love this week. Look at your foundation. Look at how far you've come while also taking inventory over your foundation. A lot of you guys have made good progress in terms of how you deal with love, how you deal with rejection, how you deal with conflict with the people that you love. There's still a long way to go, but you still have to be dedicated to celebrating how far you've come. Four of Wands is a card of milestones. And if you had not made milestones, if you've not made progress, then you wouldn't have anything to celebrate and you wouldn't have a foundation. So yes, celebrate your foundation, right? Be grateful for what you've learned, but there is still a way to go in terms of the seeds that you're watering. Sevens are reflection, right? And we have to reflect. If any of you guys are plant people, if you got plant babies, if you keep flowers in your home, you have to evaluate, you have to prune, you have to nurture. So take this as an opportunity to look at what needs nurturing and what needs to be pruned and cut away. This is an opportunity for reflection. Are the seeds that you planted going to bear the kind of fruit that you want? If not, what do you need to do to nurture your situation so that you can get the fruit you want? You can get the results you want in love. That requires decision making. It requires choices. You can't sit there and run and hide and hope that the decision makes you, right? You have to be willing to make some choices, even when those choices are tough and they are overwhelming. I'm going to do something that I typically do in my personal readings with this Two of Swords. I'm going to pull some clarifiers over it. I don't know where I got this advice, but at some point in my training, the advice I was given is that when the Two of Swords comes up, it's a good practice to pull a clarifier on either side so that you can get understanding of the choices you're struggling with. I'm going to do that in this love reading, so give me a second. Clarify the Two of Swords. What is the nature of the decisions that those who are watching struggle with when it comes to love and matters of the heart? Hit those scales. Let me know that you're with me. Yeah. We have the Nine of Swords on one side and then the Three of Wands on another. Some of you, and I get this now and I understand why this Moon card is here. Some of you guys feel that you have heartbreaks that are so big that you have not fully healed through, that you think that submitting to love or engaging in commitment is signing up for automatic heartbreak. That's baggage. That's a falsity. That is a false narrative. It is not true. So what's happening is between this Nine of Swords and the Three of Wands, you guys really think that love is a decision between inevitable heartbreak and nightmare and your freedom, your independence. And that's not true. And you're not going to have healthy experiences of love and romance. You're not going to see the shifts and the changes that you want to have in your romantic life until you do your shadow work, until you really get in touch with your emotions, until you look at your inner self and evaluate what needs to be released, what needs to be integrated, until you really understand how your internal dialogues, for better or worse, are impacting the way that you show up in romance and in your dating life. You're not going to see difference. And I can see now why, and I'm not going to cry. I now understand why I've been having this weird urge to cry, because this is a sad understanding of love. This is a painful understanding of love. If you feel like all love is I'm not going to do it. If all love is making a decision between inevitable heartbreak and choosing freedom and independence, that is crazy. That is unhealthy. So again, and full moon is coming up, I believe Friday, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's either Thursday or Friday. There's a full moon at the end of this week. So really use this full moon to release those fucked up understandings. That is not good. You will have a lot of gratitude once you can release it. 9 of Cups, right? Your cups will be full. You'll start to have better experiences of love and romance. I get, especially under the 7 of Pentacles, it's almost like you guys talk yourself out of even experiencing the pleasures of the people you're trying to date right now, because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. The 9 of Cups is coming up to say there is no other shoe to drop. Let your cups be full. Express gratitude for the fullness of those cups. If you can do that, then you will have a different experience of your divine masculine, of your emperor, either the emperor energy that lives within you or the emperor that you're trying to call in. Some of you guys, and it's not just female identified people or femme people. A lot of you guys want to call in these partners that are great communicators and builders and well established and have strength of identity. Here's the thing that you need to know, and I've had, with the friendships I've had to let go of this year, this is a struggle I've had in those friendships. People who have healthy, strong identities, who are rooted in their emperor energy, who have knowledge of self, and who are connected to their Mars deeply, they're not going to deal with you projecting your nightmares and your pain onto them. That doesn't make them weak. That doesn't make them bad people. That makes them somebody who's rooted in their worthiness. Aries energy is deeply rooted in its worthiness. Emperor energy is deeply fucking rooted in its worthiness. So if this is the kind of partner that you want, you owe it to yourself and to them to work through your shadows. Now, you can do that while still acknowledging how far you've come. But just because you come far, it doesn't mean that people think that shadow work is something that has an end date to it. That's not how that works, right? And a lot of times it's right when we are on the precipice of getting what we want that our shadows are the most deeply triggered, because those pains and those fears that tell us we're not going to get it, or we're just going to repeat a pain from the past, those are coming up because you're in an uncomfortable position. It's uncomfortable sometimes to get what you want. But for a lot of us, this is a week where we are challenged to show up differently so that we can get different results. If what you really want is love and commitment, you have to move differently. And you have to move amongst or not in tandem. You have to be willing to move through the challenge. You have to be willing to move through the challenge. And for a lot of you guys, the shadow that makes you run and exercise indecision is a part of what has kept you in this cycle of not getting the love that you want. So that is the love reading. I hope that this resonated for someone who's watching. We're going to go into our financial reading next. Mrs. Anthony. Hi, Mrs. Anthony. Thank you for joining us. I think this is my first time seeing you. I'm trying to be better about doing this on the Instagram at the same time I'm doing YouTube, but I'm typically on my YouTube page. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, I'm Mambo Soleil. My YouTube page is the exact same as my Instagram handle. Go ahead and find me and subscribe to the channel so that way you can get notifications when I do these lives. But welcome and thank you for joining. Phew. Like Swayze said, phew. Hey, Venus, thank you for joining. That makes so much sense for how I've been feeling the last few days. I ain't gonna lie. I got hit by that last reading as well. I did not expect. I think a lot of us that resonated for us. So I'm grateful for the message and the wisdom. Let's get into money now. Of course, Venus show up when I'm about to talk about the money. Of course, the Libra enters the room when I'm about to talk about the money reading. Shout out to the Libras. Ancestors, angels, sentiments, spirits, and uplifting, elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about our relationship to and the flow of money in our lives over these next 7 days? Who do we need to be? What do we need to see about ourselves, our environment, and our choices so that we can have the blessed experience of calling in more money than we release? What do we need to know so that we can call in more money than we release? If there are any financial blockages that we deal with, any blockages to our financial progress, abundance, creating wealth not only for ourselves, but for those who we love, please illuminate them in this reading. What you shared is deeply appreciated. No, Venus, I've been on here since 7:30. You came at the right time. You came at the exact right time. Whenever you get here, it's the right time. And then if you end up wanting to watch the rest of it, you can always see the replay on Instagram. I'm gonna also try to remind myself to save it here on Instagram as well, but you can always watch it on YouTube. Libra gang, Bertal, yeah, Bertal is a Libra too. Y'all have similar ways. Y'all should talk more because I'm thinking about it. Bertal, you have a lot of similar energy to Venus. And I always forget that you're a Libra, so that actually makes a ton of sense. I'm going to read them together because they came out together. I'm going to pull clarifiers over this Five of Pentacles because I don't like her. She gets on my nerves when she shows up. So just want to make sure. What wisdom do we need to take away from the Five of Pentacles? What wisdom do we need to take away from the Five of Pentacles? I say this a lot, especially to the priestesses that I'm training to do their own services that they offer to the public. And I think this is intuitively what the Five of Pentacles is about, just as I'm looking at the cards that are next to and under it. It would be lovely if everything we do, in terms of work, resulted in us getting an immediate result. There are things that I do in terms of my work as a priestess and, advertising my services where I'm not going to see a result for weeks, sometimes months. I have clients that come to me and they're honest and they say, Mambo, I wanted to get a reading with you for a while, but due to my past baggage, I needed to take time, right? But I through my actions and through my consistency and through maintaining proper relationships with my spirit so that I can get the best downloads, it's that I've garnered good favor with people so that when they are in a position, they circle back to me. Why am I bringing this up? Very first card in the reading is justice. And what do I always say about justice? It's a card of karma at the end of the day. It's a card that tells us that we get back from situations what we put into them. The thing about justice that people don't like is that you can if you're a conjurer, but everybody's not disciplined enough to be one. I'm not going to get into that. But for the most part, for most of us, we don't have control over when justice happens, right? So just because you're doing the right things, it doesn't mean that because you don't see results the next minute that you're doing something wrong. You have to trust in the process of justice. You have to trust that if you're doing the right things, You will receive your acknowledgement. You will receive good reputation. You will receive your blessings in exchange. Now, just because it ain't came in 5 minutes doesn't mean that it's not coming. You still have to, and again, I'm going to read these cards together because they were stuck together for some reason. You still have to move forward in faith, going into the unknown and the uncertainty, but believing and trusting that you are doing the right thing and that you are being guided by your spirits. You have to be deliberate, and you have to be just as comfortable with the bumps in the road as you are with the successes that you receive. Unfortunately, the reason why some of you guys' money is fucked up is because you do something for 5 minutes, and then when you don't get the result you want in that moment, you want to run and you want to give up. And that is not how the world works. Doing that is poverty mentality. Ask yourself if you are making decisions around your career, business, your finances from a poverty position. Because if you're making poverty-based decisions, you cannot be surprised when poverty materializes in your life. Some of you guys don't want to move because, oh my God, it's going to cost so much money. And then you're complaining about the fact that your finances have not changed in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You knew it wasn't going to change in 2, 3, 4, 5 years when you decided to stagnate and stay where you are. Some of you guys are upset because you've been working the same job for several years and they're not giving you the promotions you deserve. Well, you knew in the first year when they played in your face when it came time to a raise that they weren't going to get, you know what I mean? So what are the poverty-based decisions that you are making? And be real with yourself about the fact that they are coming from a lack of confidence. Some of you guys are choosing poverty because you're afraid to stand in your power. You're afraid to make ambitious decisions. You're afraid to stand in the authority and leadership over your life. You're afraid to take up space. You got to be honest with yourself about that so that you can stop blaming people for it. And the reasons why it's easier for you to run and not stand in your confidence is because you haven't done any heart chakra work. Your heart is blocked. You can't receive. Your cup is not open. You won't even hold the cup out for somebody to pour into it for you. People who have blocked heart chakras lack confidence. I know we talk a lot about it in terms of the solar plexus, and there's a lot of truth there. But when you have an open and pure heart and you believe that people want to do good to you and that the universe is going to provide to you, that takes a lot of confidence. It takes a lot of confidence to be loving. It takes a lot of confidence to be open. It takes a lot of confidence to receive and trust that people aren't trying to get over on you, but they just want to see you win, right? So some of you guys are having a poverty-based experience because you're not taking up enough space. You're not exercising authority over your life. You lack confidence and charisma. And that lack of confidence and charisma comes from the fact that you are neglecting your heart. Stop neglecting your heart. Learn to be vulnerable. We don't think about charisma and vulnerability being connected. But in order for you to be a charismatic person, you have to be vulnerable because you have to believe that people are going to buy your bullshit around your charisma, right? There, that 10 of Wands coming up again. Is this hard work? Absolutely. But scared money don't make none. Scared money don't make none. The early bird gets the worm. The person that works the hardest is the person that is willing to be there at the start of the business day or early before the shop even opens, and who's the last one to leave is typically going to be the one that gets the promotion. It's typically going to be the one that gets the opportunity. So is it hard work? Yes. The main thing that I'm seeing, especially as I go back to this 5 of Pentacles, this is a week where y'all got to get really serious about the fact that you're not going to see wealth development through any get rich quick schemes. Going back to this 5 of Pentacles, this is why a lot of you guys are making poor decisions. You see the outcome that someone else has and you assume that it's easy. So you thought it was going to be easy for you. And then when you do it for 5 minutes and you realize it's not easy, you want to break down and run. No, stand in your confidence, open your heart, do the hard work. Do it. Because another thing is, some of the things that you guys are trying to do, yeah, it takes hard work to get it off the ground, but that hard work is not forever. Again, 10 of Wands energy is temporary. Remember that, right? And this is going to set you up for your future. right? This is a week where you deeply understand the immediate decisions you make and the actions you take are ones that set you up for your future. So no, it's not a week where you can go out and waste a whole bunch of money on shopping and shit when you know you should be paying for something for your business. Imagine if I went out and went shopping instead of paying for my StreamYard and my Canva and my Zoom and my tape a call and all the other things that I need to do my business. And then I turned around and I whined and complained because things aren't working out for me. Well, bitch, you didn't invest into yourself. A lot of you guys are not seeing return in terms of what you want for your finances because you're not investing in yourself. And even when you do invest in yourself, you only do it for 5 minutes. And then when you don't see return quickly as you want to, you run away. You got to be honest with yourself, okay? We love her. We talk about her a lot. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, healthy habits, deliberate, knowledge of self, knowledge of her body, knowledge of what she wants and her desires. Why am I focusing on her? Again, going back to that Five of Pentacles, that spirit of comparison is going to keep a lot of y'all fucked up. That spirit of comparison and that desire to do what you see everybody else doing instead of sitting with yourself and having a sense of knowing and understanding what it is you need to do, that's going to keep a lot of you guys in poverty. Queen of Pentacles can create a lot of money, and she creates bounty not only for her, but for the people that she loves, her favorable associations, because she knows her strengths. She knows what she needs to do. She knows how she's most profitable. Imagine if I was out here and instead of teaching people about financial trauma recovery, I was out here, I don't know, trying to teach them domination magic. Can I do domination magic? Absolutely. Is it my strongest suit? No. Is it the thing that's going to propel the community forward? Absolutely not. Because some of y'all, that's y'all motherfuckers' problem. Y'all so worried about trying to dominate the next bitch that you can't take care of yourself and do what you need to do. Hey, Quinn. Hey, Hugan. So yes, Queen of Pentacles comes up because yes, she's profitable. Yes, she generates a lot of favor through her associations, but she does it because she knows who she is and she knows her strengths. Some of you guys are so busy worried about everybody else and minding everybody else's own business that you don't know who you are. And of course, you cannot generate profit for yourself. Of course, you cannot live a bountiful life if you don't know your own strengths and you are busy running around trying to do the things you see other people doing. Of course, that is poverty mindset. Being focused on everybody else instead of worrying about you is poverty mindset. So this is a week where it comes to you. If you feel like you are not getting justice, it's because you're not actually pouring into your karma in the way that you think you are. You are trying to wear somebody else's skin. You are counting somebody else's coin. You are being wrapped up and focused on somebody else's wallet when you need to be focused on your own. Now let's go ahead and do this health reading so I can take you guys' questions and go ahead and get on out of here. Venus said, yo, facts, and you will drive yourself crazy. Spirit of comparison will drive you crazy. It will drive you crazy. It is wasteful. Sitting here worrying and wondering why the next person has what they have when you can be building for yourself, when you can be nurturing yourself, when you can be taking care of yourself, that will drive you nuts. Absolutely nuts. That's why I take breaks from social media, baby. That has been the word for this week. That has been the primary act of self-care. I think that's going to be the number one act of self-care for most people in November. Social media break will change your mindset. It is the easiest way to shift things in your life. Ancestors, angels, saint masters, spirits, walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What do we need to know about our health and wellness as a collective as we go into this next week? What are the lessons, blessings, and challenges that lie ahead of us as it relates to our holistic health over these next 7 days? Please highlight the habits, patterns, ways of being that we need to release, establish, or solidify so that we can have balance of mind, body, and spirit. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Swayze said had to nip it in the bud, had to change the content they were consuming to feel the difference. I understand. I'm the same way. So I am not able to do social media fast as much as I would like to, just because I use social media for my work. So I've had to reevaluate what a social media break looks like for me, and changing my content is often a huge part of it. So sometimes there are certain platforms that I just won't use. I'm quick to mute somebody. I will mute certain accounts so that I don't have to see things. Whatever you need to do to get a handle on your social media, do it. Because if it's one thing that I've learned from this last week, y'all will really let the narrative on social media fuck up y'all mindset. The amount of hopelessness. And if you did not see my post-election processing happy hour, I strongly encourage you to go look at the lives on this channel and watch it. But I talked about that a lot when I did that. Y'all gotta be deliberate about just consuming trauma porn and disaster narratives right now. It's not helpful to you. It's too many of y'all that have too many blessings in your life that were literally willing to throw everything away after one weird election. What was I just saying? All right. Clarify the tower. What do we need to know about the tower? Clarify the tower. What is the tower telling us about our health? There are some bad habits related to you guys' consumption that you need to release. You're not going to see the kind of breakthrough that you want for yourself until you release these habits. Deluding yourself into believing that they are not that big of a deal is not helpful for you, and it is not good to your overall strategy. These consumption patterns, we talked about it in terms of social media, yes, but it's also literal physical consumption. Some of you guys are drinking too much. And when I say drinking too much, I don't just mean alcohol. It's like some of you guys don't eat properly, and then you just drink a bunch of bullshit throughout the day. You're drinking a bunch of protein shakes. You're drinking a bunch of energy drinks. You're drinking a whole bunch of coffee. Drinking things that have a direct impact on your emotional state, and that impact on your emotional state is fucking with your decision making. So it would not kill some of you guys to, if you can't do a full-on fast from caffeine, fast from sugary drinks, fast from Starbucks, whatever the thing is you're drinking that is making you jittery, that's fueling your anxiety, let it go, because that's going to help you in terms of being able to have clarity and vision to be able to see as you move and go forward. It's also going to help you with your energy levels. Some of you guys, if you are only looking at your diet in terms of the things that you literally eat, you think that you have a healthy diet, but because you're not aware of the amount of sugar and caffeine, preservatives, and chemicals you're consuming, you don't fully understand that that's fucking up with your clarity, right? So you're thinking, oh, I have this great vegan, I'm just saying this out of this example, I have this great vegan diet, but then you're not thinking about the fact that it doesn't matter if you're vegan, if you drink 4 Pepsis in a day, you're going to be a jittery mess, a caffeinated mess, and you're not going to have the clarity to move forward. So is this something that you're being asked to do this week? Absolutely, but it causes a transformation in you, right? Death card. It causes a transformation in you that allows the death of those old habits that you took for granted. Those old habits cause a rebirth in you, and a regeneration in you, and a reinvigoration in you around your health specifically. This is a strategic move, and it sets you up for victory in the future. Some of you guys are not thinking about the ways in which these sugary drinks or these things that you consume you think they're not that big of a deal, but they really are, right? And your spirits are literally saying, take this week to confront the impact it has over you so that you have victory over your health and your wellness. You have victory not only of your clarity of mind because you release that anxiety and that jitteriness, but also it just sets you up for health, right? Sugar is one of the things that kills people really, really slowly. Sugar causes slow death. So be aware of that. Again, 7 of Swords, stop denying that this is something that has impact. A lot of you guys have deluded yourself into believing that it's not that big of a deal, right? That self-deception will lead to you literally stabbing yourself in the back later. I don't know how many, so we're watching the movie The Substance for our Vision of Dawn Tour movie night. If you are in my Sacred Roots Facebook group, then you guys will get a link to it. We're watching The Substance as a Coven Saturday the 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I love that movie because that's one of the themes that really gets driven home in the movie. There are ways that we neglect our bodies in our youth and we convince ourselves it's not that big of a deal. And then it's not until we've reached our 40s, our 50s, sometimes our 60s, that we realize, damn, I could have made better decisions, right? Spirit is going to make me talk about this because it's something that I've been trying to quit for years now. This is how smoking works. This is how tobacco works. People aren't thinking about those 1 or 2 cigarettes that they have throughout the workday in order to calm their nervous system and decrease the stress. Then you wake up in your 60s and you have CPOD. Is that what it's called? Same thing with diabetes. It's cute to run around and be the hot Cheeto girl when you're in your teen years, but then when you get into your 30s and your 40s and you have a hot Cheeto waist, you're mad about it, right? So be strategic. Understand that it may not be the most pleasurable thing to do in this moment, but breaking that self-deception is going to help you tremendously in terms of your health. Now, here's the thing. This tower is coming up because some of you guys are going to experience the impact of this sooner than you think. A lot of you guys want to be, thinking that this is you're only going to feel these consequences late in the future. It's coming sooner than some of you think. And if you don't make these changes, it's going to have a direct impact on your vitality, literally your movement, literally your ability to move forward, right? So some of you guys, the inflammation that this shit is causing in your body is not helpful. But again, that lack of clarity, that inability to make decisions, that inability to think clearly because you're not treating your body right. So to summarize all of this, look at your health, look at your diet, look at your fasting practices, and look at what you consume this week. And be honest with yourself about what you consume. Be honest with yourself about the cost of consuming these things. This is a week to be strategic and develop a plan so that you have victory in your future. But some of the things that you're engaging in and that you're consuming right now, it's going to have long-term negative impacts on you. So really use this energy of rebirth and the death card to allow yourself to lay those habits to rest so that you literally don't call in early death for yourself, okay? All righty. I'm now at the end of the reading. This is where I will take questions from the audience. As you are typing out your questions, I'm going to go ahead and update you about some of the things that I'm working on. If you are watching me from YouTube or from Facebook, then the descriptions that I'm about to go through are already outlined in my description box, but I just want to say them verbally while I have the opportunity and the time, okay? A lot of you want Ancestral Life Path readings. I typically only like to offer them at discount during Black History Month and in Women's History Month, but some of you guys still want them. So I'm offering them at a 25% discount, not 50%, but a 25% discount for the month of November, okay? So if that's not enough of a discount for you for some odd reason, then you can use the code GRATITUDE at checkout when you go to my website, Soleil, SOLE, conjureshop.com. Use the code GRATITUDE to get an additional 15% off. I feel like 25 and then 15% off is a big ass discount. That's just me personally. So if you know you want an ancestral life path reading, go ahead and book with me. I'm only now realizing I'm not wearing any mascara. I don't know. Sorry, vanity. Book your ancestral life path readings while you can get this bigger discount, okay? Because after December, it's not going to be available. So go ahead and do that. The yearly forecast readings are also available. There's a full version that comes with a natal chart reading in addition to some tarot card spreads. If you are not interested in a natal chart reading and you only want the tarot card spreads, you can purchase the mini version. The links to that are below. Again, you're more than welcome to use the gratitude discount to get additional savings on that, okay? Charm School lecture series will be returning this Wednesday. We are going to be talking about how to handle adult friendship breakups in a way that allows you to stand in your integrity and to not build any bad karma. Some of the ways you guys treat people that y'all claim to love is fucking disgusting. It is spiritually disgusting. It is socially disgusting. It is energetically disgusting. And we're going to have some real conversations about that. A lot of you guys do things claiming that you're protecting yourself, but you're really moving from ego. So we're going to evaluate that. We're going to look into what it means to break up with a friend as an adult, how to do so in a way that is respectful. Yes to them, but primarily to you, so that you don't build bad karma and you don't fuck up your own reputation, okay? What else? Last round of Rich Spirit for 2024 is happening December 9th through 12th. If you would like to go into the new year with financial restoration, if you know that you have financial blockages that you need to remove, if you are just trying to manifest some big things in terms of your financial life, consider joining us for Rich Spirit. There are 3 tiers. It is accessible to everybody. And we just talked a lot about investment in your spirituality as well as in your finances earlier, right? So the lowest tier is $40. If you are trying to buy a house in this new year and you don't want to invest $40 into bringing prosperity into your life, if you are trying to make a big move, like a physical move in terms of your residence, and you don't want to invest $40 in the process, if you are trying to start a business and you don't want to invest $40 into, like, you got to ask yourself some big questions. Some of you guys ask a lot of spirit and then you don't want to invest anything into it. So don't let this be one of those moments. Join Rich Spirit. It's accessible at every level. Go ahead and join, okay? All righty. Questions from the audience. Somebody said, should I do a working to call in the sugar? Who trying to do some conjure to bring in the sugar daddy? Kinetic Gigi. All right. I got you, Kinetic Gigi. I know somebody else probably asked a question before her, but I just want to start with the fuck shit. Okay? Should Kinetic be doing a working to call in a sugar daddy? If so, what does that look like for them? If not, why not? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. For those who are watching on Instagram, feel free to type out a question too if you have one, okay? I'm going to try to get through. My interview with the Vampire Watch group starts in 20 minutes. So I'm going to do as many as I can in 15 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and duck out. Hi, Psychic Falling. Thank you for joining us. So you missed the forecast reading. You'll be able to watch the replay after this is over. But if you have a question that you would like me to answer using the tarot, go ahead and type it out in the comments section and I'll get to you when I can. Okay, Psychic Falling? How are people on YouTube experiencing this? It's not throwing you off, is it? StreamYard needs to get their act together. I accidentally pulled 6 cards. So, but I'm only going to read the first three. I'll summarize briefly the last three, but I'm not going to go through them in detail. The first three cards are the Death card, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Magician in reverse. Your ancestors are not going to approve of this working. They're just not. They're outright. They're not. They're not going to approve of you doing work to do a sugar daddy. They would rather you do conjure to create opportunities for you to strengthen a skill set that you already have that will bring money to you, right? So the Death card is coming up saying you got to lay this bad idea to rest, let this bad idea die. The Eight of Pentacles is coming up because you can't, the kind of money that you are hoping to get from a sugar daddy, you could easily get yourself through refining the skill set that you have. The Magician in reverse talks about if you do a working to get a sugar daddy, it's only going to bring, first of all, it'll be a misuse of your spiritual gifts. You will be working as a trickster and not an actual magician. But in addition to that, you will be calling in somebody who wants to dominate you. And that's what I'm seeing from the bottom three cards, right? You're not, this sugar daddy is going to want a lot of sugar. And they're going to expect you to drop things at the drop of a hat to give them their sugar. You're going to have a lot of regret if you call in a sugar daddy. You will regret it almost instantly. So that's what I'm seeing here for you, Kinetic. No, they don't want you to do a working to call in a sugar daddy. It's going to bring you more pain than it will anything else. And it's also going to put you backwards in terms of your spiritual progress and journey. Dejaneer wants to know, will they get the place that they are applying for? Let's see. Ancestors, angels, Spirit, Masters, Spirits along with me. Is Dejaneer going to get the place that she applied for in terms of housing? Anyone who shared is deeply appreciated. I'll say this. You don't pray enough, and I know you're tired of me saying this to you. You need to pray enough. You need to pray more for one reason and one reason only. You keep projecting a lot of fear into your situation, right? You keep projecting a lot of fear and doubt into your situation. So it's really important that you pray so that you can release that, because your fear and doubt is going to work against you in this situation. You may need somebody to co-sign in order for you to move in. So this may be a move that can't happen alone. It may need to happen in a partnership. And when I say in partnership, I mean somebody who just trusts you. Because at the end of the day, the Lover's card is Gemini energy. It's working mentally in tandem with another person. So somebody who trusts you and that you trust, you may have to have them sign up for it. The Five of Swords and the Queen of Swords is talking about strategy. So you may have to do some additional work, and you may have to have a long haul approach to your housing search. I'm not getting a definitive no, but I am seeing resistance, and I want to be honest about that resistance. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing, Dejaneer. Let's see. Listen, not dropping sugar constantly. Oh, no, ma'am. See, that sugar daddy sound cute until you learn about all the shit that people got to do to keep a sugar daddy. That sounds cute in theory. What should be my focus for the rest of recovery? Stay in Atlanta. I've been struggling mentally. I got you, Tori. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. What does Tori need to focus on during the remainder of her stay in Atlanta as she's recovering and healing? What will help her be able to navigate this situation as she is struggling at this time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'll do Xena next, and then I'll probably do maybe 2 more after her. Hit those scale emojis. If you are enjoying yourself, you can leave a love offering to show your appreciation. My Cash App and my PayPal are both scrolling below. You are in isolation right now. You're going to have to open your heart and let you see. It's like, so we have the 3 of Swords, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the 6 of Wands. So the 3 of Swords is heartbreak meant for maturation. It's really important that you learn from this situation that you're in, specifically about this Queen of Wands woman. So we know who the Queen of Wands is. We've discussed the Queen of Wands before in your previous readings. I'm not going to say who that person is on the live because that's none of their business. But there are certain things around this Queen of Wands that you're going to have to just learn to accept, not because it's right, but because you can't change them. The more you try to change anyone in the royal court with the wands, the more difficulty and frustration you run into. Now, the Queen of Wands also refers to you and your energy, which is about you learning to take up more space and to be more social. That is confirmed by the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is a card of high influence. People love a 6 of Wands. They want to see them win. They want to spend time with them. They want to be a part of their elevation. You have to not be prideful right now and let people come see you, okay? I think with the nature of your recovery, you don't want people to see you be imperfect. The people that fuck with you, again, 6 of Wands is high influence. So the people that fuck with you and love you, they don't care about the fact that you don't appear perfect at this particular point in your life, okay? So the best way for you to help yourself while you're in this period of recovery is learning from your 3 of Swords. So the 3 of Swords is not only talking about your exchanges with this Queen of Wands, but you typically have been a person that isolates in the past. You don't like people to not see you be perfect. And it's a thing you do where it's like you isolate, you don't let people help you, and then you get resentful that people aren't helping you. So let people come see you, so that way you have different voices around you and you don't feel like you're alone and you're not just being drowned out by the stuff going on with this Queen of Wands. Let me know if that makes sense, Tori. Let me know if that resonates with you. Xena wants to know if they should keep Gary blocked. Let's see. Hi, Scram, go away. Thank you for joining us. If you have a question, I'm going to be answering questions for probably another 8 minutes or so. I know that you missed the stream with the rest of the forecast. I'm going to save it and repost it to my stories so that you can watch it, so that you can get that part. But if you had a question that you would like me to answer for you, go ahead and type it out in the comments, and then I'll get to it when I can. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters. Should Xena keep Gary blocked? If so, why? If not, why not? Yeah, keep them blocked. This is somebody that you need protection from. And when I say needing protection from, I don't mean like they're going to actually physically hurt you. But what I get with the 2 of Pentacles over the 9 of Wands is that this is somebody that brings a lot of confusion to your energy. You feel like you are walking a tightrope when you talk to them. They can be a drain, right? They can just be a drain. And I think these are people that are the most difficult because they may not be overtly offensive to other people, but if you feel drained around them, then fuck it, you don't need to talk to them. Queen of Swords, protecting yourself, protecting your space, being strategic in how you move, not allowing everybody to have access to you. It's totally okay. Then we got that 5 of Swords, which is this is war strategy, right? So this may not be somebody that you have blocked forever, like 5 months or maybe even 5 years from now. They may not be blocked, but in this moment, in order for you to protect your peace with this Queen of Swords, you ain't got time for this shit. So keep them blocked. It's the best thing to do. All right, so my vampire rewatch group is going to start in a minute. I'm going to do one more question, and I'm going to go ahead and log out for the night. Let's see if we scroll up. Why it won't let me scroll up? Is that Spirit's way of saying, okay, no, now it's letting me scroll up. Bertal wants to know if they should do a more aggressive separation working. I saw your question for Dasi, but I feel like that's a question we need to address in your consultation. So please know I didn't skip over you. It's just that Spirit is suggesting that I not answer that here in front of everybody. So we'll talk about it in your consultation at the end of this week. Ancestor, should Bertal do a more aggressive separation work? Is it in her interest to do a much more aggressive working? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. All right, Scram, go away. I'll wrap up with your question, okay? So you'll be the last question I go through tonight. So just let me get through Bertal's question, and then I'll take care of you. Carrie Cott, I also need a reading with you. In the meantime, I want to ask you a question. Now see about this man and the previous man I was dating. Well, Carrie, I really want to go watch vampires. But if you ask your question, go ahead and ask your question and I'll get to you after Scram go away, all right? And then I'm really, really going to get off of here. Yes, baby. You need to do a much more aggressive working. Page of Swords over the Emperor. You are calling in Emperor spirits. You're calling in divine masculine spirits, war spirits to do this work for you. And then you're asking them to be docile. You're asking them to, it's a conflict. The way you've been approaching it is conflicting, right? It's like, I don't want to use voodoo examples because I know how some of y'all are. You don't call in Athena and then ask her to rock your baby to sleep, right? You don't call in Aphrodite and then ask her to pick up a machete. So you have to do, yes, you have to be more aggressive because you're confusing the work at this point. You're confusing the spirits you're calling in and you're confusing the nature of the work. You want docile war, and war is not meant to be docile, okay? Your spirits are ready to pour into you. They're ready to do the work. They're ready to give at the level that is needed, but you are restricting them by being too gentle with what you're asking of them. So this is also a learning lesson for you about understanding what happens when you call in certain spirits and ask them to do work that is against their nature. So, and I'm saying it, please don't think you're not in like trouble spiritually. That's not what I get from this. But you gotta, this is a lesson for you as a priestess, right? Here's the thing, you were trying to keep peace, but that's not how you go about keeping peace. I understand what you're saying, baby. But that's not how you do it. And without telling your business here on the live, the particular spirit that you work with and that wants to do this for you would never disrupt you and bring a lack of peace to your life. So you got to work through the confusion of what you're asking for. And you have to trust that it's going to happen in a way that still brings you peace. You're allowing your distrust to confuse the work. You are allowing your fear of not appearing like the good priestess or a nice person to call in confusion with this war spirit. And you gotta, you can't do that. So no, you gotta do You got to do a more aggressive working because the work that you've done so far is a little confusing. Scram Go Away wants to know if Demetrius is a suitable candidate for them to date. Ancestors, angels, and masters. Is Demetrius a suitable candidate for Scram Go Away to be dating? If so, why? If not, why not? All right, Carrie, I got you after this. One moment. He's not suitable now. We have the Ten of Swords, so there's some sort of heartbreak that they have not fully recovered from. And let me say it this way. Be slow to date them, because there's baggage that they're bringing, that they will likely bring into relationship with you that they have not healed through. So move slowly with them, watch how they're healing, hold them accountable to their healing. They are somebody that can be an excellent provider. They're ready for marriage. So they're not gaming you. This is an energy of someone who really wants to settle down, build a home with the person, etc. You can have a lot of joyful memories with them. Absolutely. I have PayPal as well, so that's fine. You can send me a donation through PayPal, or you can just, don't worry about it. You can pay it forward in the future. Don't worry. So they will be a good lover, absolutely, but be slow to date them because they have some healing to do. And there is a possibility that they can project their issues onto you. Take it slow and let them heal, and then get serious with them in a couple of months, okay? My phone is about to die, so I'm going to have to get through Carrie's question really fast and get out of here. All right. Is this new man someone that she can connect with? Okay. Ancestors, angels, and masters. Is the new man that Carrie is dating someone that they can connect with? If not, why not? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You're welcome, Scram Go Away, and keep me posted. Let me know how things are going. If you're not already following me, go ahead and follow me, and let me know in a couple weeks or a couple months how things are going. I love an update. Because it confirms how spirits are showing up for me. So just let me know, okay? I don't think you should be dating either of these people right now. With the Two of Swords and the Queen of Cups, what I get is that you are using relationship as a form of escapism. Neither of these people are good matches for you. I think that you are kind of blinding yourself to the reality of that. Also, this person, so not only is this you using relationship as a form of escaping from filling your own cup and managing your own emotions, but this new person is indecisive. So they may come on really strong and then hide or not make, solid decisions. Four Swords is saying that you need to be resting right now, that you need to be preparing for the next level, getting ready for the next battle. So I don't see that either of these people are good matches for you. They're not going to be able to meet your emotional needs. You also need some time to get clear about what your emotional needs are and to fill your own cup. Now, why is this message coming up? The message around you filling your own cup is coming up because, again, both of these men aren't very decisive. They are not very dominant. They're not good at filling their own cups, so they're not going to be able to fill you up. So when we date from a place of having our own cup full, it's easier to not project other people's deficits as some sort of reflection of our worthiness. So short answer, baby, I don't think you should be dating any of these people. Go ahead and separate from both of them. Give yourself a month or so to rest, and then reapproach dating with a new partner. Love you all. Again, I will be back here on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. EST to do a charm school lecture. We're going to be talking about what it looks like to end adult friendships in a healthy way, in a way where you don't compromise your own integrity, and the spiritual implications of that. If you want to book an Ancestral Life Path reading with me, you can do so by going to soleilconjureshop.com. They will be on discount for the rest of the month of November. You can also get additional discount by using the code GRATITUDE. That code GRATITUDE applies to anything on my website, any offer that you purchase any purchase you make that is more than $50, you can get 15% off by using the code GRATITUDE, okay? Forecast readings are also available right now. I only give the forecast readings until February. So if you are thinking about getting any reading with me, I would suggest that you prioritize the forecast reading because it is a limited offering, okay? Anyway, I'll see y'all Wednesday night. Take care. Be good, do good. See y'all in a couple days. Bye.